Hey guys, welcome to the channel. All right, this one's been a long time coming. In the short time I've had the channel, my friend Dan's been giving me a lot of shit because I've been doing a lot of the, glamour stuff, from more recent times and a couple of the really big songs from, back in the day, but none of the fundamental sort of pivotal moments of the genre. The formative years, things like that. And she likened it to me sampling all of the new exotic cheeses without ever having drunk a glass of milk. So this one's for you, Dan. I'm going to jump straight in because I'm short on time at the moment, but let's check this out. This is The Refused, New Noise. Cool tone. Wow. I know there's about to be a payoff, but this is a huge build-up. I love that it's so raw. Like the guitar sound is just a clean sound. There's nothing on there. Drums and stuff. Just really, really open and just clean. There's not a lot of production here. And I think that's where this genre kind of came from, is just that raw angst, Alternating between muted picking and open picking, just to give it some variation. Didn't expect to see a synth. It's cool. Nice. These guys look like they're up to no good. This was unexpected. You got a hip hop groove now. To be fair, I didn't expect a synth at all, but it's cool that it's a classic synth. I was thinking these guys were just straight up punk. What little I know, huh? So has this all just been an intro? That's what I'm talking about. God damn it, do you know how many speeding tickets I'm going to get now? This is just that kind of music. It just makes you want to be reckless, Back to that motif again. Are these guys British? I'm getting a British vibe, mostly just from the guitar tones. There's a bit of an accent there, but I mean, that could mean anything. Look at Green Day. But yeah, there's just something about the way that they're putting their pieces together just seems British. I could be wrong. I have no idea. It just seems, I'm just getting a vibe I'm getting. I mean, again, there's the Beatle haircuts and shit as well too, but again, that could be ironic. It could be anything. Oh. See, now this is something, if you're interested in like writing, recording, producing your own songs, this is a perfect example of light and shade, right? Verse, it's real easy to put everything you've got into all parts of the song. And some bands and some genres do that really well. But sometimes it's just great to drop back to nothing in the verses, even if it's just no guitar or if it's, whatever, so that it allows the dynamic range for when the chorus to kick in. It feels like it's blowing you over. And listen to this. If that verse was loud and punchy, there's no way that would have sounded as high impact as it does. Let's listen again. Yeah. Right on. It's great. I mean, if the trajectory of the genre is as I believe it is, and these guys are kind of a fundamental, it's bands like this that provided a really good foundation for what we have currently, or for what I'm hearing currently. And that is, all the elements are there. It's got the okay, so a lot of metalcore and deathcore and stuff like that now is really driven by technical aspects. Oh, that vocalist is really technical in their approach to screaming, or the guitar parts are almost verging on virtuosic as far as like some amazing solos and really, really technical syncopated guitar riffs and drum patterns and things like that. Whereas back in the day, this sort of this is like classic rock, right? It's like it just nails all the fundamentals of what drives the idea of the genre, which is just the angst, the rage, a little bit of punk aesthetic as well. But this is emotionally driven, just rawness, compared to a very polished machination of all of what's come since then to now. Everything sort of becomes a parody of what came before it marginally. And so you end up with a genre currently, which is a whole different animal, but it still has its roots and its foundations in just this raw angst, but I mean, again, I say angst, but I also mean like there's some joy to it as well. You know what I mean? Like it's playful in its attitude towards its punchy rage, if that makes any sense. It's bellicose. That's the best way to describe it. It's like getting into a punch up down the pub. It's actually more like telling the story of getting into a punch up down at the pub 6 months later. You know what I mean? That's what it is. Jesus Christ. Do you know what's funny though? So much of this is echoes of bands like The Who. I mean, there was a thing at the time. I'm trying to think of the names of some of the bands, but everybody was going for that sort of Brit aesthetic from like the like early 70s sort of thing, or like bands like The Who or whatever, where they would smash their instruments on stage and they were just like larrikins. There was a larrikinism, and I mean, again, a lot of that genre was kind of like pushing back against the status quo and stuff like that. So it was those early sort of bands from the British sound sort of thing in the later stages was angsty and punk as well. And I mean, of course, punk came out of that as well. Like that's where punk sort of grew up, bands like Sex Pistols and stuff like that. But I'm seeing a lot of The Who in this, and more formative rock bands like that. So it's funny how everything just echoes through time. It's like an extreme parody of what those guys were just doing naturally, Oops. Oh, this is different. You've made a good music video when everybody's bruised the next day.
Along the edge of a straight razor.
Some James Brown there. I like this man's punchy. Give the song room to breathe,
Here we go!
Building back up. See a circle pit. Come on. there samples of crowd noise in there? I can't tell if it's that or just general, just noise. Yeah, you can hear whistles and shit. Like exactly what's going on in the live show is what they're putting in the speakers. Hang on, where was that? Not to make assumptions, but you're not a real guitar player unless all of the panels are off the back of your guitar. There's those speeding tickets again. Oh my God, Dan, you're going to get me in trouble.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're at their heart, you can tell they're a live band, right? That's what they're there for. Okay, here's the part where I jump in and talk about Enchroma glasses. There's a lot of you out there that are colorblind. 1 in 6 men, 1 in 200 women. If you jump in the link in the description, you'll go to Enchroma and you can get an eye test and check how colorblind, if you're colorblind or how colorblind you might be. And if you decide to get some of their glasses, which I highly recommend, use the code CHAOS in the checkout and you get 10% off. But anyway, back to the review. Realistically, to me, that just feels more like British punk rock more than anything. It's just balls to the wall attitude. That's what it is. There's no technical nuance. There's no, you know, creative songwriting outside of the standards of like, all right, we're going to cut it back here and then we're going to build up and we're going to drive through and then we're going to just blast people at the end. And that's everything you want in a song like this. This is like a perfect example of what they're sort of getting at. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people do it. Not many people do it as well as that. So, man, what an attitude. If anything, look, I've been saying in the comments to a lot of people, one of the problems I'm facing with this channel is I don't want to dive into any of these bands as much as I'm loving the songs I'm hearing, because I don't want to spoil a reaction for a future video by listening to a song and going, man, I should have reacted to that. So what I'm doing is I'm placing these songs after I've reviewed them into a playlist, and that's how I can re-listen and revisit those songs. If you want to check it out, it's the official Primal Chaos a Spotify playlist. It's just called Primal Chaos with a YPRYMAL. And jump on it and add it to your playlists, because it's just going to keep growing as I do more reviews. I'm going to keep adding these songs to them. And I think hopefully at the end, I'm going to have a collection of all of the great fundamental songs of the genres of, like, you know, metalcore and maybe deathcore as well. It's worth listening to. Anyway, Dan, that one was for you. Sorry it's taken me this long to get back to the roots of the genre. But yeah, again, guys, thank you so much for all your comments and your recommendations. If you can think of anything else, maybe from this era, let me know. And yeah, hit like and subscribe, thumbs up, whatever, you know, help me out. I want to get this out to as many people as I can, because honestly, ask any of my friends from work and around the place. I can't shut up about this stuff now. So, you know, this is what this is about. It's about growing this community. So thanks again. I'll catch you on the next one.